welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to be talking about hair and some cosmetology tea that is going to be valuable to my cosmetologists especially, but I guess anybody who's in the entrepreneur field or working for themselves or any of that good stuff. So today we are going to be talking about time management. Now, I got a really good response on my last video that I did about my cosmetology journey, and something that you guys wanted me to talk about was time management, and it was a few things. So I'm gonna make a few videos for you guys today. So you're gonna see this look more than once because I ain't got nothing to do right now. So you're gonna be seeing this look. So let's just get right into time management. So when it comes down to being a stylist, I feel like time management has two parts. You have how you manage your styling, whether it be you're juggling family, another job, school, whatever you have going on. You have that side of time management, finding time to actually do hair. And then you also have time management, whether it takes you 6 hours to do something or 3 hours to do it. If it takes you, I keep looking outside because there's so many cats that live in our apartment, and they're literally like ganged up today. It's like 7 of them rolling with each other. It's so cute. So like I said, your other time management is like I said, if it takes you 6 hours or 3 hours to do something, if it takes you 8 hours to do a sew-in, 10 hours to do some box braids, that is a really, really big chunk of time management as well. And I feel like they both fit hand in hand, because it's harder for you to find time to do hair if it takes you longer to do your services. But if it only takes you 3 hours to do box braids, you can either fit that in the morning, before you go to work. If you go to work at 9, you can have somebody there at fucking 6, girl. If you have to, if you get off at 4, you can take an appointment at 4:30 and be done at 7:30 instead of it being 4:30. And you're like, well, I can't take no appointments because I know it's gonna take me at least 6-7 hours. So you'll have more time to do your clients, and you'll be able to squeeze in a style here and there if it takes you a shorter time to do it. So let's talk about how to minimize the timing that you take on services. Whenever I do my box braids, it takes me 3 hours. Whenever I do my silk presses, I can do a silk press in an hour. Whenever I do my goddess locks, those take me under 4 hours, usually about 3 hours and 30 minutes. And sometimes it can be shorter, sometimes it can be, well, it ain't ever really longer, because I say like the maximum is 4 hours. I'm very hard on myself when I'm doing hair. So how I basically think that I got to be really, really quickly, I'm not on my phone when I'm doing hair. I'm not taking breaks. Before my clients come, I make sure I give me some water, give me a little snack in. And whenever they come, I am straight doing hair. I'm not doing a million other things. I'm focused solely on doing hair. Whenever I'm doing braids or goddess locks, I usually pre-section the hair. Now, I don't pre-section the whole thing, but I'll like section a row and then section off my little boxes from that row and pin those up, do those, next one, do those, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's good to experiment. That was worked for me. Some people, whenever they do styles like that, they like to braid halfway down and then finish the rest of the braid, whenever they finish. That's fine if that works for you, but try different methods and see what works for you. Also, when I used to do hair, like box braids and stuff, I used to section out the hair. So I used to section out, and sorry if y'all hear noise in the background. I know it's a leaf blower, but I should be loud enough that it's over it. But basically, I would section out the hair for like, I probably would section out like 3 or 4 bags of hair and then start, and then section out 3 or 4 more bags and then start, and it would take me way too much time.
Really quick interruption, guys. If you are liking what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can see videos like this and tons more. Go ahead and join the It crowd. Back to the video.
So now what I do, I open the bags, I lay them out, and I'm grabbing as I'm going. And that moves a lot more quickly and a lot more efficiently for me. Another thing about time management is making sure your clients come a certain way. Now, if you want to offer a blow dry, a wash, a style to, all of your clients before you do certain services, then that's fine. But I am not going to do that. If you want to do that, you're going to pay extra. If you want like a blowout, a wash, and a set and all of that, you're going to pay extra for that. And I'm going to add that time onto your service. But what you have to do is make sure it's clear to your clients. Like if you're getting box braids or goddess locks, now I'm just speaking for box braids and goddess locks. But if you're getting a protective style, I would like you to come wash and dry. You don't have to be blown out. Like you don't have to professionally blow your shit out. You ain't even got to be dried, because I got a blow dryer. But please have your hair washed. I can dry somebody's hair in 5 minutes, but please, it needs to be washed. So you let people know that beforehand, so when they come, you're not worried about dirty hair and maneuvering in dirty hair. That's going to cut down a lot of time management as well. And usually if somebody washes their hair, they're going to go ahead and dry it for you. And if not, it's fine. Just dry really quick and keep it pushing. So I think that's really important. I feel like being organized is really important in time management as well. Whenever I'm doing my clients, I have my SMA set up, and I don't know what that stands for. I think it stands for like sanitized maintenance area. I'm not sure, but I know when I was in beauty school, they used to always tell us to set up our SMAs, and that would be our little towel down with our comb on top, clips on top, brush on top, product on top, and I still do that to this day. Before I do anybody's hair, I lay a towel down and I put out everything. That's before they even walk through the door. So whenever they come, they sit down, I get their hair, and I get right into it. I don't ask no questions to do all that extra stuff. I get right into it. And also, I ask people beforehand. It's on the booking website. When they book, they let me know how long and what size they want the box braids or the goddess locks. So whenever they come, I already know what I have to do. I'm in the right mind frame, and I can get it going. I make it happen. I get it popping, okay? Also, for time management, knowing how much your time is worth is another really good thing. You have to know how much your time is worth. If somebody comes and you tell them have your hair washed and it ain't washed, do not service that client, because then it's going to push you back 30 minutes or an hour for the rest of the day, and you cannot have that. It's disrespectful to you as a stylist, and you have to turn clients away. Let people know these are my rules, and do not send me a deposit. Do not, you know what I'm saying? Do not send me a deposit. Do not book with me until you've read these and understood these. And if you book and send your money for your deposit, I'm going to understand that you have read them, you have understood them, and then if it comes to light that you ain't following them, then you ain't about to get your hair done. Point blank period. Very, very, very simple. Make sure you always do that, because you need people to know what you expect of them as a client, so they can expect professionalism from you as a stylist. When it comes to time management as to where to find time to do hair in general, now that you've got your time down and you can knock out some styles pretty quickly, and speed also comes with practice as well. But once you have your time down and things like that, you basically just need to prioritize your life. How important is doing hair for you? Is it important to where you're going to make sure you see one client every day? Do you want to see 2 clients in the morning and the afternoon? Do you want to not do any hair and only do hair on the weekends? You need to make a set schedule, and you need to stick to that. Basically, so you can keep yourself accountable. If you're just like, oh, I want to do hair, then you end up squeezing here and having a whole bunch of time here. You need to be consistent with your time. That's why a lot of people have hours. They do hair from 8 to this or from this to this. You have to do that. You can't just be taking people willy-nilly. When it comes to time management, you want to have brackets set off where you know for sure I have nothing to do from 2 to 6 today, so I'm going to try to get a client in. And even if you do 1 client a day, like I said, you need to make it consistent and just keep it on a schedule. And I would tell you to start off with something as small as that. 1 client a day. See how that goes. See how your timing works with that. See if you still have time to study with your children, help them do their homework, cook a meal, you know what I'm saying, have time with bae or whatever, study for your classes or whatever. Don't overwhelm yourself and just be taking a shit ton of clients and be like, hey, I don't have time to do this now, this, and this. Start off small and then work your way up. That's what I did. Initially, whenever I started doing hair, I was only doing it very, very, very rarely, because I was in school and I had 2 other jobs too. So I was only doing it very rarely. And then it got to the point where I wasn't in school and I was doing it all the time, but I still had those other 2 jobs. And then when I came here, I was working a job where I was damn near at work, damn near every day from like 9 to like 9. And I had no time to take clients. So it wasn't working out for me. And I didn't have no time for nothing. So it wasn't working out for me. Kicked that job to the curb. And now I have it to where all I do is hair. And if I ain't doing hair, then I ain't doing nothing. I'm chilling. But usually I have a pretty packed schedule. But, you know, I mean, of course I can control when I do hair and when I don't. But, you know, I have it like that to where I know exactly what's going on. And, yeah, you just want to be realistic with yourself. You know, if you know it takes you 3 hours to do something, put on your website that it takes you 3.5 or that it takes you 4. You always want to give yourself wiggle room. You never want to feel like you're rushing to finish somebody so you can get somebody else in. You want to give yourself wiggle room when you tell your clients how long it's going to take you to do this, how long it's going to take you to do that. But I feel like it's important to start off small. So start off with doing 1 client every day, maybe 1 client every other day. just so you can practice, you know, your timing. Time yourself when you're doing styles. I'm literally always looking at the clock when I'm doing hair. The second they walk in, I'm looking at the clock. As I'm doing it, I'm looking at the clock as I'm going, because I finish every style in a certain amount of time. And if I take 15 bathroom breaks, be on the phone, gotta go and, you know, do this and this and this. When Jasmine, like, coming home and ain't got her keys, I don't even like opening the door, because I don't like to step away from my client for 3 seconds. I need all of that time. So whenever your client is with you, dedicate all of your time and all your attention to them. And like I said, start out small with like one client a day or one client every other day, so you can practice with your time and things like that. Also, I think it would be good to practice if you had a mannequin head, or if you have a child, a friend, you know, let them come over like, hey girl, you want some box braids? Let me see how long it'll take me to do this. Or just practice your braiding. Box braids is a head full of braids. See how long it takes you to do one braid. Try to cut it in half, try to cut that in half. Just try to move as quickly as possible so you can make it happen. Whenever I started doing box braids, it would take me 6 minutes to do one braid, y'all. Now it takes me a little under 2. It takes me like 1 minute and 30 seconds to do one braid. So that's what you want. You want to go faster and faster and faster. You want to find methods that make your overall experience with your client expeditious. You want to make it quickly. I have clients that go to people for everything else, but they're going to come to me for them box braids because they know they're going to be done in 3 hours. Or they're going to come to me for this silk press because they know they're going to be out in an hour. That's what you want. That's how you get clients that keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. And that's how you're able to be a full-time stylist. You never hear about stylists who are making a lot of money like Alonzo and Tokyo Styles and Cliff Vermeer and Arrogant Tay. You don't ever hear them talking about like, oh yeah, it takes me 17 hours to do an install. No, you getting them in and you getting them out, and you making that coin to where the coin makes itself. And people are literally coming to you just to get that quick ass install that they know is gonna last them a month. That's the kind of client retention you need. So time management is really, really important. I'm glad that you guys asked about this. I hope that this video was helpful and insightful. As always, if there's anything you guys want to see, leave it in the comment section down below. Follow me on all of my social media, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.